Hey vinyl community, this is Ron. I'm back with another video and I'm going to show some more 45s today. Pretty much along the lines of what I've been doing, and I think for my next video after this one I'll start getting back into the album thing, but it's kind of a short change of pace, and I hope you've enjoyed looking at these singles. I came across a very cool video on YouTube and I wanted to pass it along to you guys in case you've never seen it. And it's The Haunted 125. And it's just a killer garage video that the band themselves made back in '66. It's a black and white promo video, and I was very surprised to come across it. So this is something you guys really need to check out if you love garage. So without further ado, let's get going on the record showing. Hey guys, this is Ron, and I got some cool things lined up. I've got some singles and some 10-inch EPs. And yesterday was Alice Cooper's 67th birthday, so a belated happy birthday to Alice. And to commemorate that, I'm going to show an exact reproduction of the very first Alice Cooper record. And it was released on Mascot here in Phoenix in 1965. It had an original pressing count of 500 copies. And this is a 2011 reissue. And it was made from the original master Mascot tapes. And so it sounds great. And the guy that put this out, he's kind of our unofficial music historian, and I've known him for over 20 years. And you can pick these up from him on eBay for $7.99 free shipping, so that's a pretty good deal. Why Don't You Love Me was originally done by a UK Merseybeat band, the Blackwells. And the flip side, Hitchhike, was a Marvin Gaye tune, and it was covered by the Rolling Stones, and that's how the Spiders heard it and did their version of it. So this is one to definitely get. Cool record. Alright, this is an autograph that I got from John Spear. He was the original Spiders drummer, and I met him in 1993 at a local record show here in town. He had a table set up, and so I asked him for an autograph, and he happened to have these Tubes flyers laying around, so he grabbed one and he signed the back of it, so that was pretty cool of him. And we talked a little bit. He said that the reason he didn't stay in the band is not because he wasn't good enough, it's because he didn't want to travel. And so he never went to LA with the other guys, and I hope he doesn't regret it too much, but yeah, it was cool to meet the guy. It was alright. This is a U.S. Birds picture sleeve for 8 Miles High, 1966. And you'll notice that the front of the picture sleeve actually has Y, which is a non-album B-side. And Columbia got cold feet about putting this record out. So they hid the title 8 Miles High on the back of the picture sleeve. But if you look at the catalog numbers on the record, 8 Miles High is actually listed as the A-side. And subsequently, 8 Miles High was banned by many radio stations across the U.S. Because of the double entendre drug lyrics. It was actually about a plane ride, but everybody read drugs into it, so that got it banned. This is a rare U.S. picture sleeve for Gene Clark, Echoes, 1966, off of his first solo album after he left the Byrds. And this is a promotional only picture sleeve, and this sleeve is in great shape. It's got a little bio about Gene on the flip. And this single's actually been reissued by Sundazed with the original artwork for the picture sleeve. So kind of weird that they did that, but it is a pretty valuable picture sleeve. It books out quite high, but actually they don't go for anywhere near what it books out at. I think these go for around 100, and they were booking out at like 300, but I just don't think anybody pays that much for it. This is another Birds US picture sleeve for Have You Seen Her Face? And this is a pretty cool record. It's got Don't Make Waves on the flip side, which was originally in a movie, Don't Make Waves. And this is an alternate version than what's on the soundtrack of the film. And it's got a little different back on it. So that's pretty cool. This is a band, The Scarecrow, and they did a cover version of Kisses Sweeter Than Wine. And offhand, I can't remember who did that. I should have searched it out before the video, but I didn't think about it. And it was kind of a folky pop hit in the early 60s, I believe. And they took it and they made it into this orchestrated punky version. So the vocals are real punky, and then it's got some orchestration backing it up, and it's actually a pretty cool record. And check this picture sleeve. It's a pretty rare sleeve for Date. It's a company sleeve, but if you notice, the label makes the drum head, so it's kind of cool. And this is like the only one I've ever seen of that sleeve, so they're pretty hard to find. And this is Mike Ovalby and the Blues of Purple. And this is a promo copy, and it's really obscure single. And this is just a great pop psych 45. Both sides are just excellent. Yeah, I picked this up pretty cheap, and I was really surprised when I played it, because man, it is really cool record. This is a bootleg of Electric Prunes live in Stockholm, and this was released back in the late 80s, and it's on the Prune label. It's got 4 tunes on it, and since then this has been released on CD, and you can also get it on vinyl now in the complete set. From what I read about this, the Prunes told the officials of the concert not to record, and they went ahead and re-recorded it anyway. So it's a lucky thing that they did, because they were hot that night. It was just a great set. So really cool one. And this is the Electric Prunes. This is like one of their reunion labels, live at Voxfest. And I think it was probably, there's not much information on this. The sleeve's pretty much blank. And it's on Birdman Records. And there's no year given or anything, but I can't remember exactly when I bought it, but it was probably about maybe 12 years ago or so. This is the Bedlam 4, and this is one of the first garage reissues with picture sleeves that was coming out in the 80s. And it's on Cape Crusader. And this is like previously unreleased Killers out of Minnesota. And they do a cover version of Taxman by the Beatles. And it has some inserts. you know, like information about the band and flyer reproduction, I think that is. That's like a press thing, press release. And yeah, this is really cool. And I remember, although it doesn't say it on the record, I've heard that this was like really limited. And I believe only 500 copies were pressed. And I think they go for around 75 bucks. This is a rare flexi disc, and it's Tommy James and the Shondells, Crystal Blue Persuasion. And this is pretty rare. You know, a lot of you have seen the Hit Pocket records. Well, this was put out by a different company. It's actually on the Roulette label. And this was out of a vending machine. And I don't know what all, I think Hey Jude by the Beatles came out on this. And it's got the original sleeve with it, which is pretty cool. So that's a pretty rare piece there. I actually picked that up in a thrift store. This is Marty Balin, I Specialize in Love, and it's his second record, 1962. And of course he went into the Jefferson Airplane, and it's got You Are the One on the flip side. Pretty rare release. And I really like the Airplane, so pretty happy to have that. And this is a Mexican Jimi Hendrix Experience for Purple Haze. It's a 4-song EP. The original sleeve. If I can get a close-up of the artwork on that. It's pretty cool. And it's got Purple Haze, Hey Joe. What else does it have on here? Fire and Up from the Skies. And the sleeve is a wraparound. Pretty neat. And this is Gloria, and it was released in 1979. The Essential Jimi Hendrix Volume 2. And it's a rated R version, I would say, almost rated X probably. And I have two different pressings of it. And I don't know what's up with these, but the labels are a little different as far as the color. And this has got like a real defined pressing ring, and this one doesn't. And this one has Gloria on both sides. And this one has Gloria on one side. And it's got this weird design on the flip. And like I said, I don't really know what's up with this, but that side doesn't play, so it's just design. Maybe maybe they're from two different factories, or one's the very first pressing and then they decided to go to the double-sided. I don't know what the deal is on it, to tell you the truth. So if anybody knows any info on this, please tell me. Okay, that does it for the singles. And okay guys, this is the first 10-inch that I wanted to show. It's the Yardbirds. Can you identify these men? And yes, I can. Keith Ralph, Paul Samuel Smith, Eric Clapton, Jim McCarty, and Chris Draja. This is an Italian 10-inch on the Get Back label, and it was released in 2000. And it's basically a rarities compilation, and it's probably stuff that's been reissued before. The real cool track on this is probably Baby What's Wrong. And what that is, it's a 1963 demo, which is the earliest known Yardbirds studio recording. And that's off of an acetate. The original tape was lost before 1965, so that's really all that exists now, as far as we know anyway. And the rest of it is just some various rarities, different versions and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool thing. And it's on white wax, and yep, it's a pretty cool item. This is the Unrelated Segments, and it's Sunday's release, and it has all the sides of their 45s. Just a killer garage band, and little band history there. Really cool release, and black vinyl on that. Here's another Sunday's release, live Standells, and I guess Sunday's has recently reissued this with the complete set, so this is only part of the set, and they were just really excellent this night, because it's just a great recording, and I'm going to have to get the full-length version of this concert. And yeah, I really hate it when these record labels release stuff and then they re-release it again so that you have to buy it again. It's just, I think it's just all basically a ploy to sell the material twice. But yeah, it's a nice release. Black vinyl on that. And this is the Remains, and they were another excellent garage band, and the Remains opened up for the Beatles on their 1966 tour. And this has got some rarities as well. It's got some stuff that makes it onto vinyl for the first time, and then it has a previously unreleased alternate take. And this is on black vinyl, and Barry Tashian, lead guitar, lead vocals, later went into Emmylou Harris's backing band, and in a way I think it's kind of a shame. I mean, you know, it's great that the guy's still working, but somebody with that much talent, you know, as far as vocal ability, reduced to just being, you know, somebody's backing band. I think it's kind of sad. But yeah, these guys were pretty cool band, man. They only had one album on Epic, and they should have been huge, and it just didn't work out for that way for these guys. Okay, this is a Australian Pretty Things 10-inch, and it's actually a single. There's only 2 tracks on the record, and this was released in 1992 on Dog Meat, and it's a limited edition, hand numbered of 1,000 copies, and it's signed by John Stax, who was the original bass player of the Pretty Things, and there he is there. And this is just a really cool release. It's got a lot of paper material in here that I'll show you. There's a sticker. There's a reproduction of a fan club giveaway with facsimile signatures. There's also a poster that's a reproduction of a concert poster. There's a poster that would have gone into record shops advertising this record. Just a little information about the band. Lots of great photos. Here's the record itself. Yeah, all in all, just a great release. I got this about 5-6 years ago at a local records show, and the guy wanted $35 for it, and I couldn't get my hand in my wallet fast enough. I forked it over in a heartbeat. I didn't even haggle on the price. It's like I usually do. So I gave him the 35, and I very happy with it. Okay, that does it for the record section, and I thought I would show some cool psychedelic posters just as an added bonus, so we could get into that now. Okay, I'm going to show some of my original concert posters that I have, and my earliest one is Donovan with H.P. Lovecraft and Mother Earth, 1967. And then I've got some Fillmore West, Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. It's Boz Scaggs. And notice I also have the Kinks and Elton John. And I got a couple more here. There's Iron Butterfly and Jefferson Airplane. I have an unused ticket for this show as well, and the ticket matches the concert poster as far as the artwork goes. Jefferson Airplane. We got Joe Cocker, Van Morrison, Byrds, Fleetwood Mac. I've had these posters a long time, since the 80s. These are 13th floor elevators, and these are not original, they're reproductions, but they're old reproductions. I bought these used in 1985, so I've had them 30 years. I'm not exactly sure when they were printed. Probably, I would say maybe sometime in the 70s. Okay, this is a Led Zeppelin that I have. This is original. And I've had this since the early 80s. And it's quite an important poster as far as Led Zeppelin fans go, because this was the last concert of the tour. There were additional dates that were scheduled after this show, but right after this concert, Robert Plant got the news that his son had passed away, and all the remaining dates of the tour were canceled. So this is the last concert and poster of the tour. So it's a pretty cool item. And this is a local Frank Zappa Live 1980 concert poster that I tore off of a telephone pole at ASU. No, excuse me, it was at Phoenix College. And yeah, I was at this show, and it was just phenomenal. I saw him twice in 1980, and I can't remember if this was the second time. I think it must have been the second time. And the first time I saw him was like 6 months prior to this date. And I remember, yeah, the first time I saw him, I had pretty good seats, and I went with a friend of mine. And the second time I saw him, this was front row. And I was just a couple of feet from Zappa when he was doing this killer guitar solo. And I was I was petrified. I just could not believe what I was seeing. It was so awesome. But yeah, I saw Frank 3 times, so I feel pretty lucky to have seen the guy. Well guys, that's it for this video, and I hope you enjoyed looking at these posters. It's just kind of an additional bonus thing that I threw in. And I've also got original postcards, like Fillmore, Family Dog, Avalon, Ballroom, that were, you know, reproduced after the original concert posters. And maybe one day in my videos I'll show those as well. So take care guys, I'll see ya.